So this is what's happening in South Africa. Sakina?
Indeed, Leanne, the number of confirmed COVID-19 cases that South Africa has had to date now stands at 10,015. The total number of deaths is at 194. There have been 4,173 recoveries, which brings the total number of active cases to 5,648.
Social Development Minister Lindiwe Zulu is today expected to give a briefing on the department's response to the COVID-19 pandemic and to outline government's social relief programs for level 4 on the national lockdown.
And members of Parliament's Portfolio Committee on Home Affairs will today visit the Lindela Repatriation Centre to assess the facility's adherence to health protocols against COVID-19 and also to receive a report on last week's incident in which 37 deportees escaped from the centre.
Yeah, we've also got our reporter there. I think Griselda Lewis is going to go there from 8 o'clock, so we'll get a little bit more about that. Also, here we go. This is the update on coronavirus in terms of the numbers: 0800 029 999, that's a 24-hour hotline, and 0600 123 456. That's the WhatsApp number that you can add to your cell phone, and you can get some information from that as well.
And just breaking down those provincial stats and overall, as we do every morning, starting with the Western Cape, the number of positive cases there now stands at 5,168. Gauteng 1,952. KwaZulu-Natal has 1,353 positive cases. The Eastern Cape 1,218. Free State 135, Limpopo 54, Northwest Province 45, Mpumalanga 61, and there are 29 confirmed positive cases in the Northern Cape.
All right, so the test conducted to date, 341,336. Positive cases, have we been saying 10,015? It's over that 10,000 mark now. Recoveries, 4,173. Deaths, 194. And active cases currently in South Africa stand at 5,648. Just in terms of the global picture, confirmed cases, 4.1 million cases of coronavirus worldwide. Those that have recovered, 1.4 million. And the deaths today are sitting at 282,000.
Moving along now to our trending topics. First up, hashtag Madagascar. And this, of course, has to do with that so-called cure that Madagascar has come up with, Leanne. And it has, of course, been quite a talking point since, with several African countries importing some of this tonic to their countries, saying that they are willing to try it. They have Andre Rajoelina, who is the president of Madagascar, there with said tonic. And of course, South Africa, we saw last week in the news saying that it needs to be basically tested, scientifically tested and put through the rigors scientifically, and that South Africa would be happy to do that.
Yeah, and that's the story coming out of Madagascar, and they are up for sale. They're being transported, as you said, to other African countries, and Madagascar swears by this. So they're going ahead selling it, and yeah, the World Health Organization obviously saying it needs to go through those rigorous tests, but they're going ahead anyway and selling it. Apparently it's a herbal cure or test that they're saying that that does work, and yeah, that's the story. So we'll keep an eye on that Madagascar story, and it's quite a big one this morning, it really is. Other ones and the other stories, and all relating to coronavirus. We're in day 46 of lockdown, COVID-19, of course, everybody talking to as well. You know, there's not much else to talk about these days, to be honest with you. Wherever you look, every story is dominated by some angle of coronavirus, and I saw the UK deciding also to bring down their restrictions. They basically said that they're going to go down a level. I think they're implementing very much so what we have done here in South Africa, 5 stages of a lockdown, and they're also going down 1. And it's the same story coming out of the UK. It's quite funny to read the tweets, because you could have actually had mistaken them for South Africa, saying, "What do you mean level 4? What does that mean? Some people can go to work, but they can't use public transport. But who's going to look after our kids? You guys haven't thought this through." Yeah, it's the same story around the globe. It's unbelievable.
It certainly is. And it's like everybody feels as though we're making it up as we go along, which I wouldn't say is too much of a stretch, because, of course, this is unprecedented. We are being faced with something that we absolutely do not know, Leanne. So it's interesting to see how governments are responding. But the question is, if we look at the rate of infection and we look at, the number of tests conducted, the science that is informing these movements between different levels, how is that going to impact things? Because some people are becoming very cynical right now about everything that's going on. Yeah. But hashtag COVID-19, the world over, this one trending in terms of what people have to say about this novel coronavirus that we are dealing with.
All right, that wraps up our trending topics for this morning. We've spoken to COVID-19 quite a lot. So that pretty much brings us to an end. And we'll bring you our question of the day in a short while. But right now, we need to get you some sports news.